everyone, welcome to Quilted Cactus. I thought we'd do something a little different, maybe, I don't know, fun, or I mean more or less just different. So I just thought I'd let you know, if you don't want to hear me talk about myself, now would be the chance to back out. I'm just going to basically let you know who is Quilted Cactus. I know when I first started my channel over a year ago, I went into a little bit things about me, and I mean, obviously, not obviously, probably you're not going to want to go all the way back and watch an old table talk or the very first video, especially if you're new. I know I've got many new followers, and a lot of people are discovering me for the first time by searches and things of that nature. So just, I mean, real quick, who am I, where I got started, and why I do YouTube. Especially if there's people who want to get into YouTube, this would be a great, maybe stepping off point. So number one, hi, my name is Tony. I am Quilted Cactus. I started my YouTube channel because when I decided to sell my bags outside of close friends and family, I wanted to show my bags in detail, like better than a picture, I guess I could say. I thought doing a video of the bag itself would be interesting. I enjoy making bags. I absolutely love making bags. And so I thought maybe if someone was interested in a bag, rather than me just taking snapshots here, you know, here's a picture of the inside, here's a picture of the outside, and here's what size of it is, you know, I thought more would be, I thought it would add to the bag if I showed, you know, the zipper pull. For sometimes the zipper pull really can make a bag. A zipper tape can make a bag. Just, I mean, little things like that. I just thought it would be neat, is my personal opinion. So that's how I started YouTube. After I started YouTube, to back up a little bit, when I first started it, it was, I'm just going to do it. And that's really, honestly, if you're wanting to start a channel, just do it. I mean, I'm of the opinion that if somebody's going to, you know, if nobody watches what you put out there, then nobody watches it. Yes, of course, we all would love to have followers. We'd like to have all of our videos watched thousands of times. And we all would like to make a few bucks on the side, which I don't have enough followers and views to make anything. So honestly, I make nothing on YouTube right now. Nothing. This is all just because I enjoy doing it. I mean, yes, again, it would be nice to make a couple of dollars, which I hear things have changed a little bit since, you know, I even started. So I'm not even to the monetizations part of it. But anyway, but I thought I'd add a little bit to it, because once I started it, it's like, you know, this was kind of easy. I love to talk. I mean, there's no secret. And if you watch any of my videos, you'll know I absolutely love to talk. I can talk to a wall. I can talk to, my mother would always pick on me because when I was little, I am the middle of 3 girls, and I tend to have been a loner when I was growing up. So I would go off on my own, and yes, I talked to ants and bugs. I know, it's weird. I just talked to anything. My mom even bought me, for Christmas one year, I got one of those, this is from the 70s, but it was called a Simon Says, like a ventriloquist doll. I would sit there and I'd play with that thing. It was fun. So I gift a gab, you know, no big deal. So sitting here talking to my phone, you know, that's nothing. It doesn't look weird. It's no more weird than someone going through a grocery store talking with earbuds in their ears to someone, and their phone's in their pocket or something. It looks like somebody's talking to themselves. So that's why I started it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy showing my stuff, and I enjoy making additional videos. I do my pattern reviews now. I love doing that. I think it's a great gateway for someone who's looking for a pattern to purchase and they're not real sure about it and they want to get someone else's opinion. And like me, I don't have bag making friends locally. All of my bag making friends are via YouTube, or they're all virtual bag making friends. And so I rely on them posting, sharing things in Facebook and whatnot. So that's what I rely on. So I thought that would be something fun to do. So that's why I get into pattern reviews, and I like to try to put other things out there as well. I'm working on a tutorial, trying to get it edited. I can tell you the worst possible thing about me doing YouTube is editing videos. I can edit, but my patience for sitting and editing a video is very slim. That's why almost every single one of my videos are unedited, because but I want to do tutorials, and in order to do tutorials, you're going to have to edit. So I have to discipline myself to finish editing that video and getting it working. Anyway, and then my name, Quilted Cactus. I mean, that sounds kind of odd for a bag maker to name their bag business Quilted Cactus. So I got started in quilting. A lot of bag makers do. I love my quilts. I love quilting. If you go back to any of my early table talks, I show some of the quilts that I've made. And I still do it a little bit, not near as much as I wish I did before. I've kind of but I've kind of built this shell of just bag making around me right now. I do have some craft shows coming up, back to back almost. And so I kind of get into my little bubble, and I kind of let everything go. So I would like to get back more into making quilts and get some of that stuff done. And if I do make some more quilts and do make some things, I would love to show that as well. So that's kind of where the word quilted came from. Cactus. Anybody that knows me, I love the Southwest. I mean, I wish I could live in the Southwest. A lot of people say, no, you don't, because it's 100 degrees all the time. And not all the time, but you know what I mean. And you would hate living in the heat. Well, I'm almost 60 years old, so if I ever make it to the Southwest, I probably would be gone before that's what I say. I'd probably be dead before I started hating the heat. As the older I've gotten, I sit there and I literally am cold all the time. Right now, I'm cold. I'm always got a jacket, something on, wrapped up in something. And to me, the warmth of the sun in the Southwest, it just makes me feel so much better. I went to, I think it was last summer, last summer or summer before, but anyway, I was at Goblin Valley State Park. It was 100 degrees that day. Down in the valley part of it, it was over 100 degrees. I didn't even really break a sweat. I absolutely felt so good walking through there, and by the time I got back to the car, when I started sweating, I think that's probably part of my problem. It felt good. That's why, and that's not why I love cactuses. I just love the cactus, the plant life. And a lot of people think it's just nothing. There's flowers, there is plant life out there. And again, her sun, that's what I love. I live in the Midwest, so I grew up with snow. I grew up, in 75, 76 when we had the big snowfalls. I lived through, been through that. And I just don't like snow. I know my daughter, she is a person who loves snow. She would hate to live in the Southwest because you don't see the snow like you do here. And she's one of those people that dreams, wishes she had a white Christmas every year. So anyway, and that's kind of where I came up with the cactus. I love anything cactus. That's that. I am married. I have, I can't wear my rings because of my hands. So that, in case, not like anybody cares if I'm married, but I'm just saying, been married for almost 41 years. We were very young. We were 19 when we got married. So we barely knew each other, but we just knew we wanted to be together, and we got married. So we have 2 children, or we both have 2 children, and my daughter, who is 39, and she's going to kill me for telling you that, and my son is 36. They're 3 years apart. Yeah, my son's 36. That's it. I have no grandchildren, and my kids aren't married, so, and there's no grandchildren. What else? Again, I live in the Midwest, and I love making bags. It's, honestly, I love making my quilts. That is my first love. But making a quilt does take a lot longer than a bag, I do believe, because there's a lot of cutting, piecing. Not every time you got to cut and piece it again. But not every quilt. But when I make a bag, it's a lot different feeling. This sounds weird. It feels a lot different when you make a bag versus a quilt. Quilts are very, very hard to sell because they are so expensive to make. They are a lot more expensive to make than a bag. So you'll unless you are an expert quilter or one of the quilters that puts in shows, ends up getting a line of fabric, things of that nature, you don't really make any money on quilts. You really have to have exposure and actually quilt your own quilts, have like a long arm and quilt your own quilts, because when you send them out to a long armor, that has gotten really expensive. I've got several quilt tops that I would love to get quilted, but to take them to a long armor, it's that's gotten incredibly expensive for that. Let's see, what else? I have way too much fabric. I have way too much vinyl. I have a lot of stuff, and I work in a basement, in case you can't never tell if you look at any other things. I actually it's in an unfinished basement, so I have my nice little corner here, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much who Quilted Cactus is. I sit and I sew. I work from home, and I do work, don't hate me, I do work for an health insurance company. It is actually a very good company to work for. I had a position, well, actually I changed positions early last year. It's been a year now. But the position I had before was very, very demanding. I did like it until I got to the point, because of the demands, I started to dislike it a lot. And the manager that I had was very, very nice, and I was able to change positions and not to be in such a demanding position, because I'd still sewed a little bit, but not near as much as I love to. And she understood. Her sister is a bag maker, so she understood my desire to sew more, to make, do more things with my habit at that time, my what I would call it at the time, just my hobby, which I'm trying to turn into a business. So, and then doing that, I'm able to make more bags, because now I don't work the overtime that I used to, and I'm able to create more, and then thus my business was formed, more or less. It's not really, I guess it's not really an official business. We're trying to make it that way with the craft shows and the website. But it's, so I work on the computer all day long, and it's nice to get away from it. I think that probably is another reason why editing's hard for me, because it's sitting in front of a computer after I've sat in front of a computer all day long. But anyways, I work from home. I have the opportunity to work from home, which is fantastic. So that allows me more time to divulge to work to do this, because I can work at my lunch hour on bags. I do a little, you know, I try to at least sometimes get a pocket or a lining done, just something like that. And then in the evening after dinner, I can sew, because I don't have the traffic that I used to get into. I don't have that headache of when I do work overtime, then come home, then fix dinner, and then by then, that's it, I'm done. Especially when getting out of traffic. Most anybody, when you sit in traffic, I mean, I don't have the traffic here that some people do, like in California and New York and things like that. But when you grow up in the Midwest and that's the traffic that you know, and that's the traffic that you hate, grow to hate, I grew to hate it a lot. I still do. It's like it's just, I live by an interstate, and it is one of the worst interstates in the Midwest. It is one of the most, they call it one of the most deadliest interstates. It runs, I live by 75, and it runs from Michigan to Florida. Horrible, horrible interstate. And they need to do something about it. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, so again, that's Quilted Cactus. I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know if this was something that interested you. Again, I talked a little bit about myself back in the very beginning, and I know a lot of people's not going to want to go back to the very beginning to find out who I am. And number two, I think it's a little longer anyways, but new viewers, new subscribers, just wanted to throw that out there, do something different. Hopefully this was something interesting to you. Give me some feedback. I'd love getting feedback, suggestions, anything. I'm still, working with my 60 to 60, and this is part of it, just trying to come up with something different, not just to show a bag, not just to, talk about a pattern. I'm trying to throw different things out there to make this a little bit more interesting than just stupid. This could be a stupid thing, but rather than, real bad things. But let me know. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. It has gone too long. I didn't want to talk this long. But again, like I said, I'm a gabber. So thank you so much. Please give me some feedback. Let me know if this interested you at all. Also, if you're not a subscriber and you found me by searches or what's next, if you want to be a subscriber, I would greatly appreciate it. And trying to come up with something different every day. Some will be some repeats, as far as I'll have some more pattern reviews out there. I've got a couple more bags that I've made that I've got to show. I got to get out on YouTube. So we'll be putting something out again every day until June 10th, when I turn 60. And then I'll probably take a week or two off after that. But no, I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your time and your patience of watching me. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.